Well, today, 5.5 million Americans and their families struggle with Alzheimer's, a disease that robs people of their memories and their identities. Now, Bill Gates, one of the world's smartest and richest people, is using his brain power and his money to conquer Alzheimer's and finally find a cure.
More and more people are getting Alzheimer's, and it's a tragic disease.
Bill Gates is on a mission. The Microsoft co-founder and billionaire philanthropist is now hoping to solve one of the world's biggest medical mysteries, Alzheimer's disease. He's donating $100 million of his own money to find a cure.
I really believe that if we orchestrate the right resources, it's solvable.
For both of us, this crusade is personal. My father, Sergeant Shriver, passed away from Alzheimer's. Now, for the first time, Gates reveals that his father, 92-year-old Bill Gates Sr., also suffers from the disease.
You had a father, I have a father who's affected deeply by it. Only by solving problems like this can we take these medical costs and the human tragedy and really get those under control.
In 2017 alone, Americans spent $259 billion caring for loved ones with Alzheimer's and other dementias. Despite billions more spent on research, we still don't know what causes Alzheimer's or have any effective treatments. You said you spent really a year kind of trying to understand how complex this disease is, how it has eluded everybody, and yet you're still optimistic and feel that you can find a solution.
Yeah, so I'm an optimist, bringing in new ideas. That's what we're going to have to do to have great drugs for this in the next 10 to 15 years.
As co-chair of the world's largest private foundation, Gates is already fighting HIV, polio, and malaria around the world. But this battle is different. He says too many Alzheimer's dollars are going towards mainstream treatments that don't work. That's why 50 of his $100 million donation will go to the Dementia Discovery Fund, an organization that sponsors new, unconventional research into an Alzheimer's cure. So you think by widening the net, by looking in places that we haven't conventionally been looking, therein lies the answer?
Absolutely.
To help fast-track new treatments, his other $50 million will fund a national patient registry to speed up recruitment for clinical trials and a global database for Alzheimer's research so scientists can easily share data with each other, something not done today. Do you think you can get people to collaborate, to share, and therein might lead us to an answer that's maybe out there, but just because we haven't shared or collaborated, we don't know it?
Yeah, it's very complex. By looking at this data, we can start to understand, are there multiple syndromes here that are slightly different? And, is it different in different races? Is it different for men than women? One of the things we're trying to figure out is when does the Alzheimer's really get started?
Right.
When would you need to treat somebody to completely avoid them getting Alzheimer's?
You and I are about the same age. I worry about getting Alzheimer's. Do you?
Sure, I want my brain to stay intact as long as possible. And my job in terms of intellectual stimulation, learning new areas, meeting super smart people. So it's almost ideal from a exercising the brain muscle point of view. Gates says his $100 million investment is just the beginning. He wants people old and young to become more engaged in this fight and volunteer also for clinical trials that he thinks will help find a cure. And to find out how you can do that, you can head over to the website today.com to get more information about all of this.
$100 million to make a difference.
It's going to make a difference, but he said that's just the beginning. I think there's hundreds more where that came from.
And it was nice he was so revealing. You know, you don't see that part of him very often.
I know he's fascinated with this, and he thinks that he can really be a game changer, and I think so does everybody else in the field, which is exciting.
Maria, thank you.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there, and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.